Short and English Senior, May 1990, first paper, get ready. Start. Mr. Speaker, Sir, I am glad to participate in the discussion on the railway budget. We have been hearing several interesting points raised by the honorable members during the last 2 days. The honorable member who initiated the discussion from the other side made an appeal for increased allocation for the railways in the 6th five-year plan. I think this is the crux of the matter. There are so many demands made on the railways, and there are so many problems that they have to face, but they cannot do so if they have not sufficient money. I think the Planning Commission has been rather unfair to the railways. I would only add my appeal to that made by the other speakers that this matter, even at this stage, should be reviewed and more funds should be made available to the railways for carrying out the important schemes which they have before them. Particularly, I would like to mention about the construction of new railway lines. A very small sum has been provided for this purpose in the budget proposals. I request that it may be substantially increased. Then there are one or two aspects of the working of the railways to which I would like to draw the attention of the Honorable Minister. One is the matter regarding railway accidents. This is one thing which is very much agitating the minds of the people and also the members. There is a feeling that travel on the Indian railways has become very unsafe. I am aware that the Honorable Minister himself is very much concerned about it, and he has already indicated in his speech the measures which he proposes to take in order to prevent them. But there are also other factors which lead to accidents that need to be looked into. It is not only due to the negligence of the drivers or other railway staff, but there are some other factors also, like the failure of the brakes and various other things. I think these require to be looked into. Here again, the question of funds comes. I find that only a very small amount has been provided for the renewal of tracks. It was mentioned in the report that the tracks required to be changed. We have not been able to do that as often as it is needed. I think this one aspect required to be examined by the Honorable Minister, and more funds should be made available for this. As far as law and order is concerned, we hear a lot. We read in the papers reports about murders and thefts which are taking place in the railways. The Honorable Minister cannot get away with an excuse that law and order is a state subject. The government railway police are supposed to look into the matter. They are, of course, doing this. But I would like the Honorable Minister to do something more in this matter. I do not think the problem can be solved by merely shifting the responsibility for the safety of the passengers to the state governments. No doubt, I agree that under the Constitution as it stands, law and order is a state subject. But at the same time, we know that this Parliament is supreme and we can even change the Constitution if necessary. My point is that something should be done in the interest of the people to see that the protection of life and property of the passengers is made a direct responsibility of the Railway Ministry. With these few words, I thank you and conclude my speech. Letter dated 1st April 1980 from Messrs. Balu and Company, Madras, to Thiru K. Mani, 5 Gopal Street, Madras. Dear Sir, we thank you for your letter, which we have just now received. We are glad that you have decided to ask us to supply you the necessary goods for your new house in this city. We find from your letter that you are anxious that the goods supplied should be of good quality. We hope that we shall be able to satisfy your requirements. It will be a pleasure for you to know that we have been dealing in electric goods for many years. We think you will be glad to know that if you are able to find any defect in the article supplied by us, we shall be pleased to replace it immediately. In fact, there has been no complaint from our customers. We would like to inform you that we shall undertake any electric work. You may kindly note that it is not necessary to make any advance payment to us for this purpose. We assure you that if you can give the work to us, we shall be able to do it satisfactorily. As soon as we receive the orders from you, it will be possible for us to take necessary steps in regard to the matter. In the circumstances, we hope that we shall receive your orders at an early date. Yours faithfully, Stop.